One of the key things that my channel focuses on and I focus on is getting these residency the fastest, the soonest. So you're not wasting your time in hotels and creating unnecessary expenses. You're getting the premium experience. You're picking up your benefit as soon as possible. You're in and out of the country in the most expedite fashion as possible, and that is the objective. All right, so I'm going to discuss the Mexico paper residency, which is a one-day process for the card with us. And then I'm going to compare and contrast this with the Panama paper residency. The reason, again, I'm calling this paper is because this is flexible. Doesn't mean anything illegal. It just means that the country in question, in this case, Mexico as well as Panama, they don't define any minimum physical presence inside the country to save these residencies. In both cases, they lead to extremely strong passports. Which is the better passport? That's the question. And which is the better residency? That's the larger question. And I'm going to discuss both these options and share my thoughts on which one is better, which one should you get. Let's say you want to get one of the two, which one should it be? Let's start off with Panama. Now, this is a 30-day process, and it's possible to get it so soon through the VIP route. There are a ton of other different ways to get the permanent residency as well as the temporary residency. It's just not a VIP process. It'll take slightly longer. But let's say you want to get it the fastest, the soonest, you get the immediate direct permanent residency. And as I said earlier, there's no minimum physical presence. So once you have this in your back pocket or your front pocket, based on where you like keeping this residency, you're all set. The beauty of this option is that the card does not have an expiry date, which is super convenient. The only criteria you got to keep in mind is visit the country once every 2 years so you can continue to maintain this residency. The deal right now to get this in 30 days is that you diversify your cash, right? You park your money in a property, right? And Panama is a beautiful country with US dollar as the main currency. So it's one of the leading nations which follows a lot of the same Western lifestyle. A lot of Americans, Canadians, and other Westerners, right? Britishers, Australians have set shop, have set foot, have created their second homes inside of Panama. It's an upscale, rich society. So that's where you're purchasing your home. Your home is going to be, it's going to retain its value. It's going to be a valuable asset that you're holding inside of Panama. Now, once you do that, it should be 300K, and that's only before October. Once you hit October, anything after that, the prices are going to change. They're going to be 500K. So they're pumping up the threshold just because of the heavy demand for real estate in the country. Citizenship would require more time, right? It would require the minimum physical presence for citizenship. After 5 years, you can apply for the Panamanian nationality. And once you become a Panamanian, it's one of the strongest Latin passports. It's really a very impressive travel document. Now, when you compare this with Mexican residency is equally potent, it's equally powerful. It's a lot cheaper, right? So here in Mexico, you're looking at a couple of ways you qualify. Either you have an active income, so you're doing a job, you have an active income from a job, you can use that to qualify for the Mexican residency. It has to be of a certain threshold, and I've discussed this across several videos. The other way, right? So let's say you're not able to get the financial earnings per month from your job or from any of your active sources or passive sources. The other way of obtaining Mexico is through showing a bank balance for the last year, right? So you show the qualifying bank balance, then you again qualify for the residency. It really doesn't matter whether it's temporary or permanent from a citizenship perspective. So if your end goal is to really grab the Mexican citizenship, the Mexican passport, if that's what you want, either which way you go is fine. The only place where a permanent residency would be more beneficial is if you were to, let's say, work from inside of Mexico. A lot of people watching my channel aren't going to be working inside of Mexico for a Mexican employer, or a lot of people would not even be doing business inside of Mexico. But if you were to, for any reason, it just requires one additional step, and we can get you those permits. We can get you any of these residencies, right? So you can always click the link, book a call. We can get you started on any of these residencies. We have powerful attorneys in both locations who are able to get this option so soon for us. Now, regarding Mexico, if you want to learn about the one-day procedure for the card, how we are able to make this happen, if you have missed that all-important video, return and take a look at this one. This outlines the entire one-day process. And if you're interested in the 30-day process for Panama, let's say you have done the Mexico, or you have started the Mexico and you're trying to do the Panama, you can watch that video here. Again, similarly, I have talked about the entire procedure for Panama. Now with Mexico, you have low thresholds, you have an equally powerful residency, and this is not the only residency that's possible with Mexico. You can directly acquire the permanent residency. Not everyone qualifies for permanent residency. There's certain specific requirements. The key over here to remember, if you really want the permanent directly in Mexico, then the bank balance has to be higher. It has to be approximately 200K USD. And that's one way. The second way is that, again, the income has to be passive, a certain type of passive income over 5,500, and you can directly, you're looking at a permanent residency inside of Mexico. Again, if there's any confusion, you can always reach us and we can get you started. Now, which one is the better one? If the distance really matters, you want a quick flight in and out of the country, right? The connectivity matters to you. The price point, you want a reasonable price point. You don't want to upfront invest in the country. You want to grab the residency and then make the investment decision. Then Mexico really shines. If you're looking for a one-day procedure for the card, for acquiring the Mexican residency card, then of course Mexico wins. So overall, I think Mexico is the winner, but people will need more flavor to life. They would need a more upscale country. They want a smaller country, but a more richer, more upscale country. They want a country with USD. So if you're really looking for a USD as the main currency, you're looking for an elite lifestyle inside the country, then Panama adds another twist. It's a unique flavor. I think it's a beautiful, rich country. And in 30 days, you're looking at a permanent residency inside of Panama as well. Overall, I think Mexico for the masses, for the more savvy and seasoned investors, I would say both Mexico and Panama is doable. And these are not just the two. I'm comparing these two because these are the sizzling hot paper residencies at this time. Now, before you go, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on other residencies that I discuss from time to time. One of the key things that my channel focuses on and I focus on is getting these residency the fastest, the soonest. So you're not wasting your time in hotels and creating unnecessary expenses. You're getting the premium experience. You're picking up your benefit as soon as possible. You're in and out of the country in the most expedite fashion as possible, and that is the objective. That is the end goal. Now, if you are interested in learning about 5 paper residencies which all lead to citizenship, if you have missed that video, make sure to hop onto this one. This talks about 5 top residencies, paper residencies that might be very useful for you to consider. All right, catch you in this one.